Welcome to A Lasting Legacy. I'm Michael. Today we pause to remember extraordinary legends who are no longer with us. Their passion, talent, and dedication inspired millions worldwide. Join us as we honor their journeys across film, music, and culture, celebrating lives that will forever inspire future generations. The entertainment world is remembering Blake Garrett, who is best known for his role as Plug in the 2006 family film How to Eat Fried Worms. He has passed away at the age of 33. Blake brought a unique charm and energy to the screen, especially in How to Eat Fried Worms, where his comedic timing and expressive personality made him a memorable part of the film's ensemble. His performance captured the awkward, funny, and sometimes gross realities of childhood in a way that resonated with many young viewers. Before stepping into film, Blake's love for performing began early. He appeared in local theater productions and later joined Barney's Colorful World International Tour at just 10 years old. That experience helped shape his confidence and passion for entertaining others. Whether on stage or on screen, Blake seemed most at home when he was making people smile. In 2007, he and his co-stars received a Young Artist Award for Best Ensemble, a moment that reflected the strong chemistry and genuine friendship shared among the cast. Off-screen, Blake was described as lively, creative, and deeply connected to those around him. In recent years, he had been focusing on personal growth and building a healthier path forward. Those close to him remember his resilience and the effort he put into turning his life in a positive direction. Blake Garrett leaves behind a legacy tied to laughter, childhood nostalgia, and the simple joy of storytelling. For many fans, he will always be remembered as the quirky, unforgettable Plug, a character who made growing up feel a little more fun and a lot more real. Bobby Sherman, born on July 22, 1943, was one of those rare figures who managed to leave a mark in more than one chapter of life. Rising to fame in the late 1960s, he quickly became a beloved teen idol, capturing hearts with his boyish charm and unmistakable voice. Songs like Little Woman and Julie, Do You Love Me turned him into a household name, playing on radios across America and beyond. His popularity wasn't limited to music. Sherman also found success on television, most notably starring in the series Here Come the Brides, where his on-screen presence made him even more adored by fans. At the height of his fame, he represented a kind of wholesome celebrity that defined an era. But what truly sets Bobby Sherman apart is what came next. At a time when many might have continued chasing the spotlight, he chose a very different path, one rooted in service. Sherman trained as an emergency medical technician and later worked as a deputy sheriff, dedicating himself to helping others in real, tangible ways. It was a transition that spoke volumes about his character, revealing a man who valued purpose over fame. He lived a full and meaningful life, reaching the age of 81. While many remember him for the music and television moments that defined their youth, others admire him for the quiet, impactful work he did later on. In the end, Bobby Sherman's story isn't just about stardom, it's about growth, reinvention, and choosing a life of genuine contribution. Jay North, born on August 3, 1951, remains a familiar and cherished name for anyone who grew up watching classic television. Best remembered for his role as the mischievous yet lovable Dennis Mitchell in the hit sitcom Dennis the Menace, North became one of the most recognizable child stars of his time. From 1959 to 1963, his portrayal brought laughter into homes across America, capturing the innocence and playful spirit of childhood in a way that still resonates today. Stepping into the spotlight at such a young age, North handled fame with a natural charm that made him instantly relatable. While many remember him primarily as Dennis, his career extended beyond that iconic role. He went on to star in the adventure series Mayo, where he showcased a different side of his acting ability, proving he was more than just a one-role wonder. In addition, he lent his voice to various animated projects, further expanding his presence in the entertainment world. Like many child actors, North's journey in Hollywood had its share of ups and downs. But his contribution to television history remains undeniable. He represented an era when family sitcoms were simple, heartfelt, and centered around everyday life. His work continues to bring a sense of nostalgia to audiences who remember tuning in week after week to watch his adventures. J. North passed away at the age of 73, leaving behind a legacy defined by warmth, humor, and a timeless connection with viewers. Though decades have passed since his most famous role first aired, his impact endures, proof that sometimes the smallest troublemaker can leave the biggest impression. Angelina Jolie is one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Her lips, eyes, and physique have defined beauty standards for decades, while her name has graced countless magazine covers. She built an extraordinary career, becoming Hollywood's highest-paid actress at one point, commanding $20 million per film. Beyond acting, she became a humanitarian force, adopting children from multiple continents and using her platform to champion causes around the globe. Yet behind the glamour, Jolie carried hidden pain. Scars, both emotional and physical, told a story the public rarely saw. From self-harm in her youth to health decisions that shocked the world, her life has been a delicate balance between survival, self-expression, and public adoration. Early childhood shadows. Jolie's story begins not on red carpets, but in a household fractured by absence. Abandoned by her father, John Voight, at just 1 year old, she grew up without his presence, enduring birthdays and holidays without him. Her mother, Marceline, struggled to raise Angelina and her brother James while working multiple jobs, often sacrificing her own dreams. Money was tight, and the family moved frequently, living one step away from financial collapse. While Hollywood celebrated Jolie's father on screen, Angelina experienced the emotional and financial void left behind. These early experiences shaped her understanding of love, security, and abandonment, laying the foundation for the struggles she would face in her teens and adulthood. Adolescence in the spotlight of pain. Growing up in Beverly Hills exposed Jolie to harsh scrutiny. Surrounded by privileged peers, she stood out for her striking features, which led to ridicule rather than admiration. Boys ignored her, girls whispered behind her back. By the age of 14, she had found a way to convert emotional pain into something she could control. Self-harm. Cutting became a private ritual, a method to release anguish when words could not suffice. Though therapy helped, it did not fully stop her. The very beauty that would later captivate the world became a source of torment as Jolie struggled to reconcile public admiration with private suffering. Beneath designer gowns, the scars remained, hidden but permanent. First encounters with love and danger. At 16, Jolie entered a relationship that was intense, consuming, and emotionally destructive. She moved in with her boyfriend and described their connection as practicing dying together, a chilling phrase reflecting her romanticization of pain. The relationship was volatile, oscillating between violent fights and desperate reconciliations. Through this experience, Jolie learned that love could feel like suffering, that intimacy could be both thrilling and destructive. By the time the relationship ended at 18, she was emotionally shattered. She had dropped out of traditional schooling, completing her diploma via correspondence, and sought refuge in acting, not as a career passion but as a survival mechanism. Acting as Salvation Jolie enrolled at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, immersing herself in a world where she could inhabit the pain of others instead of her own. Acting became an outlet, allowing her to scream, cry, and bleed on stage in ways she could not in real life. This raw authenticity became her signature, catching the attention of casting directors. Yet even as her talent emerged, she was haunted by her father's shadow. The name Voight opened doors, but reminded her of what she lacked: his presence, approval, and validation. This complex mixture of resentment and longing added a layer of depth to her performances and fueled the intensity that would define her early career. Rising stardom. By the mid-1990s, Jolie began to gain recognition in Hollywood. Her lead role in Hackers introduced her as a magnetic, unpredictable presence. Though the film flopped commercially, it revealed the type of actress she would become: daring, fearless, and uncompromising. Her image, dark clothing, black hair, knives hidden in her room, reflected a persona both intriguing and intimidating. She dared Hollywood to reject her before she could reject herself. It was a calculated form of self-preservation, a way to control how the world saw her while keeping her inner battles private. Despite early struggles, she steadily built a reputation for intensity and authenticity, marking the beginning of her rise to global fame. The height of success. Jolie's career exploded, and with fame came wealth and admiration. She became Hollywood's highest-paid actress, commanding $20 million per film, and earned accolades for performances that resonated deeply with audiences. Her beauty became iconic, her face immortalized in photographs and film. Simultaneously, she cultivated a humanitarian empire, advocating for refugees, women's rights, and global crises. She adopted children from multiple continents, creating a family that symbolized love without borders. Yet, the public image of perfection masked private struggles. While she celebrated professional triumphs, Jolie continued to battle personal demons, reminding the world that beauty and success do not immunize one from pain. Altering health decisions. Jolie's relationship with her body has been complex. Scars from self-harm remained hidden beneath glamorous gowns. At 38, she made the shocking decision to undergo a double mastectomy and remove her ovaries, preventive measures that saved her life, but stunned the public. These choices reflected a lifelong struggle to control her body and health in the face of inherited risks. Jolie's actions were not vanity, they were survival. While the world admired her form, she quietly managed a life-threatening reality. These decisions underscored the contrast between public perception and private reality, demonstrating her resilience and commitment to life even when facing profound personal fear. Marriage and motherhood. Jolie's marriage to Brad Pitt initially symbolized a modern fairy tale. Together, they had 6 children, forming a multicultural family celebrated worldwide. The union was presented as a perfect portrait of love, transcending borders. Jolie poured herself into motherhood, attempting to balance career, activism, and family life. Yet beneath the surface, tensions brewed. Past trauma, emotional intensity, and incompatible temperaments foreshadowed conflict. Jolie's early experiences with abandonment and self-harm subtly shaped how she navigated love, intimacy, and trust. Despite creating a family rooted in love, the shadow of personal history, pain, fear, and resilience remained present in every decision she made. The plane incident. A pivotal moment occurred during a flight with her family. A violent incident at 30,000 feet prompted immediate legal and public scrutiny. Allegations of abuse emerged, drawing the attention of the FBI and Child Services. Though investigations eventually cleared Brad of criminal wrongdoing, the event fractured relationships irrevocably. Maddox, who had once idolized Pitt, became distant, refusing to engage with his father. The incident revealed the fragility of familial bonds and the lasting impact of trauma. Public perception shifted rapidly, painting each parent in a different light, while Jolie's commitment to her children remained unwavering. This moment marked the beginning of an enduring legal and emotional struggle, divorce and global attention. Jolie's divorce from Pitt became a global media spectacle. Legal battles over custody, property, and public image dominated headlines for years. The couple's French estate, Chateau Miraval, became a symbol of conflict over assets worth hundreds of millions. Allegations of parental alienation, substance abuse, and emotional manipulation surfaced, intensifying public fascination. Children became central to the narrative, caught between loyalty, love, and the desire for autonomy. Maddox, Pax, and Zahara distanced themselves from their father, legally altering their names, while Shiloh followed suit upon reaching adulthood. Only twins, Knox and Vivian, maintained a tenuous relationship with Pitt. The dissolution of the family created a profound personal and emotional upheaval for Jolie. The custody battle. The legal fight over the children spanned nearly a decade. Custody hearings, sealed documents, and public statements revealed a war of narratives. Jolie accused Pitt of substance abuse and unpredictability, emphasizing moments that threatened her children's safety. Pitt's legal team countered, claiming Jolie manipulated the children against him. Amidst this turmoil, the truth remained elusive. Both parents had fiercely loved their children and each other at different points. The legal system became the arena where private pain played out publicly. For Jolie, the battle represented more than legal claims. It was a continuation of her lifelong effort to protect those she loved from harm and ensure they thrived despite turbulent circumstances. Children's decisions and identity. As the children grew, they exercised autonomy, making choices that reflected their own experiences and allegiances. Maddox and Pax aligned with Jolie, while Zahara and Shiloh formally removed Pitt from their names. These decisions symbolized a severing of paternal influence, highlighting the depth of familial fractures. Jolie witnessed these acts with a mix of sorrow and resolve. While grief was inevitable, her focus remained on providing support and protection. The legal struggle continued, with Jolie determined to secure an environment conducive to safety and stability. Her children's actions reflected both the emotional imprint of family dynamics and the ongoing consequences of past traumas and parental conflict. Public versus private life. Jolie's life illustrates the tension between public perception and private reality. On screen and in photographs, she epitomized beauty, talent, and success. Offstage, she wrestled with emotional scars, health crises, and familial complexities. The contrast between admiration and personal suffering defines her story. Despite global recognition, she continues to navigate the same human challenges of love, loss, and identity. The public sees the icon, but behind closed doors, Jolie remains a mother, a woman, and a survivor, managing the repercussions of a life lived under intense scrutiny. Her story is a testament to resilience, complexity, and the hidden struggles behind fame. Legacy of strength. Despite adversity, Jolie's influence remains profound. She transformed personal pain into artistic and humanitarian expression, reshaping perceptions of beauty, strength, and maternal devotion. Her career achievements, philanthropy, and family-building efforts demonstrate a capacity to thrive despite deep personal challenges. She continues to confront legal battles, public speculation, and emotional trials with courage and determination. The legacy she is building is not one of flawless perfection, but of resilience, authenticity, and survival. Her journey illuminates the power of enduring hardship, channeling it into creativity, advocacy, and love, inspiring countless individuals to confront their own struggles with bravery. Conclusion: Angelina Jolie's life is a study in contrasts, beauty and scars, success and trauma, love and conflict. From a childhood marked by abandonment to a global career, from self-harm to life-saving health choices, she has navigated experiences few could endure publicly. Her marriage, children, and legal battles have tested her resolve, yet she persists. Jolie's story teaches that appearances often conceal complex realities, and that resilience requires confronting pain, making difficult choices, and protecting what matters most. Behind the fame and accolades lies a woman who has fought to survive, love fiercely, and remain herself. An icon shaped not only by Hollywood, but by the depths of her own human experience.